AI coding assistants are hitting a pricing wall that reveals a critical SaaS lesson, with vendors like Cursor, Claude Code, and Kiro converging on similar pricing tiers due to infrastructure costs remaining stubbornly high. The era of cheap AI coding assistants appears to be over. Now, this is not vendor greed, it's infrastructure economics forcing strategic pricing decisions. I was recently analyzing this InfoWorld report on AI coding tool pricing pressures, and while developers complain about rising costs, I see a masterclass in how to maintain pricing power under extreme cost pressure. Developers have expressed dissatisfaction over pricing changes, but vendors have not adjusted pricing or made changes that significantly reduce consumption. The infrastructure cost ceiling exposes why some SaaS pricing can't be optimized downward. It's a combination of strained GPU supply, high model licensing costs, and infrastructure overheads, plus only a handful of firms have achieved mature enough capabilities that actually help developers. Traditional SaaS optimization assumes that you can reduce cost through scale or efficiency, but AI tools face hard cost floors, the underlying infrastructure costs that can't be engineered away. There's no alternative until someone figures out how to use cheaper but dumber models to achieve the same user experience and innovate on KV cache hit rate. This forces a strategic choice: maintain quality and pricing, or reduce quality to cut costs. Smart vendors choose pricing power over price competition. Winning vendors are implementing value over cost positioning rather than fighting infrastructure economics. The case for ROI on these tools is still stronger: faster shipping, fewer errors, and higher developer throughput. A good developer costs 6 figures annually, while vibe coding tools are priced in the low to mid thousands per seat. So instead of competing on price, they anchor on value comparison. When your tool costs $3,000 annually but replaces $100,000 plus in developer time, price sensitivity disappears. CIOs should start allocating more budgets for vibe coding tools, just as they would for SaaS, cloud storage, collaboration tools, or any other line item. They are shifting from experimental add-on to core productivity infrastructure. The psychological shift: customers stop thinking this is expensive software and start thinking this is cheap compared to hiring developers. The deeper psychology reveals why this pricing approach works despite cost pressure: relative value anchoring. While vibe coding tools will more likely be cheaper than hiring a developer for proof of concepts, the cumulative cost might approach or exceed hiring a developer for complex projects. Now, this creates threshold economics. Below a certain complexity level, tools win on cost. Above it, humans might be cheaper. But vendors are betting most use cases fall in the tool favored zone. The competitive advantage: instead of racing to the bottom on price, they are racing to the top on capabilities. They're making their tools so valuable that infrastructure costs become irrelevant to the purchase decision. When facing unavoidable cost increases, don't automatically cut prices. Aggressively reframe the value proposition. Companies can embrace optimization techniques, leverage free tiers for experimentation, and adopt hybrid approaches. But the core pricing strategy should always anchor on ROI, not cost structure. Build pricing strategies that highlight replacement value rather than internal cost. When your infrastructure costs rise, show customers how much more expensive alternatives would be, not how much your costs have increased. The lesson: sustainable pricing power comes from being irreplaceable, not from being cheap. Focus on becoming indispensable rather than affordable. Drop a comment if you want me to analyze your cost pressure pricing strategy next, or share how infrastructure costs are affecting your pricing decisions. I'm Akhil from Monetize.